Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the American School of Hypnosis. And today we're going to speak about how you only need to do one thing to be successful with self-hypnosis. So whether it be health, wealth, relationships, or happiness, okay, there's a lot of ways of doing self-hypnosis, which we speak about in our courses. But today I'm going to speak to you about a different version, a different way of doing it, where you would only do one thing. And if you do more than that, it actually would be less effective. Ooh. So before we get started, I want to welcome you all here and let you know that if you subscribe below, there's a button right down there. Go ahead and subscribe. And this way we can notify you when we come up with live videos like this. And if you click on the bell, you'll be told that, hey, he's coming on now. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So there's one thing you need to do, but there's a little preparation. So I'm going to go through that right now. And the first one is, of course, you need to choose your goal. What is it that you want? Do you want health, wealth, happiness? There's so many different things that you might want to use self-hypnosis for. So let's say you want to, let me give you an example. You want to run a marathon. Okay, you want to run a marathon for the first time, so you're going to use self-hypnosis to win this marathon. All right, so there's the goal. You want to win the marathon. Now, think about it. Why do you want to win it? Did you make a clear, defined goal? What I'm getting at is it exciting? Is your goal emotional? Okay, so are you winning it because you're running it for money? You're doing it for the recognition? You're doing it for your health, for your grandchildren to watch, for yourself? Now, if there's only two people and the marathon's like 20 feet, okay, that's not really much of a goal, so you're not going to be excited. But if it's the Boston Marathon, whoa, that's exciting. Imagine winning that Boston Marathon. It's something to remember the rest of your life. That's one of those bucket list things, okay? So is it exciting? Is it emotional? Any kind of goal that you have should have some realm of excitement to it. You want to make $100,000 this year. Well, if last year you made 95,000, that's not really, it's like, yeah, I can do it. But if last year you made 95,000 and this year you want to make 300,000, whoa, okay, that gets you emotional. You can do it. You do so much more when you have it. Or traveling, let's say going on a trip where you want to see the Great Wall of China and the pyramids in Egypt and, you know, some of the wonders of the world. Okay, that's exciting. So when you think about the goal, wow, you feel great about it. So is it exciting? Is it emotional? If it's not, it's probably not big enough. So still in the way of preparing, okay, think of one thing, and this is important. Think of one thing that you would be doing if you had attained your goal. So let's say you attained your goal right now. You have your goal in mind. What's one thing that you would be doing? So we're talking about running the marathon. If I won the marathon, as a result of winning it, I'm going to take my trophy. I would be holding my Dunkin' Donuts trophy, actually the gold trophy, holding it by the handles and maybe holding it up going, yeah, okay. So that's one thing you would be doing. It's important to think of just one thing. If your goal is to get a new house, how about putting your key in the front door and turning it and opening the door slightly to enter? Just one thing, not a bunch of others, just one. What's one thing you would be doing? If it was, let's say, a relationship, okay, what's the one thing you would do if you had the perfect relationship? Maybe going on a trip, maybe being in front of the preacher, getting married, if that's what you want, or just being happy, you know, sitting down with somebody beside the couch and watching television, okay, the companionship. So think of the one thing that you would be doing had you attained your goal, okay? So now this is a self-hypnosis technique you're going to be doing when you're getting ready for bed or when you go to bed. So get ready for bed, get everything all set up, turn off the radio and the television and everything like you're going to bed. And now Here's the one thing you need to do. When you're in bed, you're lying down in bed, your eyes are closed now, okay, and you're ready to go to sleep, everything's done. What I want you to do is to imagine yourself doing just that one thing. Imagine yourself doing just that one thing that you would be doing had you won the marathon, maybe just that holding the trophy. Now, before we go any further, remember some of the rules of the subconscious mind I've spoken about many times. One of them is that the subconscious mind will always, always, always give you what you focus on. Okay, so that's a good thing and a bad thing, because if you're focusing on winning the marathon, you won it. It's there, okay? We don't create anything in life because everything is already here. Because think of it, when it comes to matter, okay, it's never created or destroyed. It's just altered. So you're focusing on winning the marathon. It's already there. You've created that in the subconscious. It's waiting for you. That puts a whole different twist on things. I don't have to create the race. The race is already there. The people are already there. You just happen to win. Okay, so I want you to imagine that, okay, just the one thing. So see it in as much detail as possible. Okay, so imagine yourself doing that. Oops, so did I have, okay, feel the textures, smell, if there's any smell having to do with it. So with the trophy, imagine yourself holding it. You can feel the smoothness of the gold, okay, because you won the goal. You can feel the weight of it above your head. And remember that the purpose of the subconscious mind is to attract what you focus on. If you focus on one thing, you're attracting it, okay? You don't want to do too much, okay? Only think positive. And the reason why we're just doing this one thing and making it really strong, because you also attract negative things. Oh, I don't deserve it. What if I don't make it? What if this, what if that? Now you're attracting the opposite, okay? So only focus on what you want, that one thing. Get as much detail as possible. If it's you got a new house, you're turning that doorknob. Feel the doorknob. Look at the textures of the door as the door opens and you're looking in this house that is yours. Okay, so get as much of the textures as possible. Make it as real as possible. I want you to feel that doorknob. I want you to feel that trophy when you're going to sleep. That's the whole idea of doing one thing, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. So when you feel it becoming emotional, okay, you're holding that trophy and you're getting the emotion. I won. Look at this. I got the trophy to prove it. I won. So when you're becoming excited or emotional about winning the race, about getting that new house, about owning that bass boat, if that's what you want, about, you're standing on the top of the pyramid. Well, that probably would be a dangerous thought, but you're standing in front of the pyramids looking at it. I'm here. You're smelling the dirt, and the dust and everything. It's stuffing up your nose. But I've never been to the pyramids, but I'm going to go someday. So when you feel it and it becomes exciting, you've done enough. Then you just allow yourself to drift off into sleep. Now, when I do a hypnosis session with you, what I'm doing is taking a person who's in the beta brainwave state, wide awake and agitated and excited. Maybe they came in from the road and they got cut off. And so I need to calm them down. They're in the beta brainwave state. We relax you. You go into alpha. Then I bring you into theta. Alpha theta bridge is about the best area for doing hypnosis. That's when your mind is more open to suggestion than any other time. Okay, so, and that is also the same place you're going when you're falling asleep. When you start to fall asleep and you're daydreaming and you're falling off, that's the alpha theta bridge. When you sleep and you dream, you're in theta. When you sleep and you don't dream because you're really, really, really deep, that's delta. But you don't even have to be there. You just need to drift off. And as you fall asleep, you had that thought of holding that trophy. You are on the frequency of success. Everything is frequency. Your body is frequency. I'm not going to get into the whole quantum physics of it, but yes, take my word for it. Everything is frequency. Thought is frequency. So if you're on the frequency of success, on the frequency of winning this race, everything having to do with that frequency, like attracts like. That's the law of attraction. It's a universal law, just like gravity. Like attracts like. So while you're sleeping, you're in this theta brainwave state. You're in the most hypnotizable state that you can be in. So what a great session. Throughout the night, you are attracting everything on that same frequency. You see what I mean? So the process of attracting it is coming so much quicker. And if you were emotional about it, emotion supercharges everything. You have a thought, it's like having a vehicle. So there's your vehicle right here. You imagine the thought, you put gas in it, there's the gas, boom, it starts to drive. When you get emotional, it's like putting nitrous oxide in the gas. It's like supercharging it. Anything you do with emotion comes so much faster. And if you don't believe me, if you're having a bad day, get angry about it. And you're going to have a worse day right off the bat. Why? Because of that emotion supercharging the negativity. It works for positivity as well. You're having a good day and you get excited and things just seem to be going your way. So excitement supercharges everything. So once you get that excitement, you drift off to sleep, and now you're attracting everything to you. And why? Because you're only focusing on one thing. You're only focusing on, not the cup of coffee, this is my trophy. I won the race. I won the race, okay? By focusing on more than one thing, it dilutes your focus. Okay, so let's go with the house example. Okay, so you're going, you want a new house. You're focusing on putting the key in and opening your door to your new house for the first time. You're opening the door because it's new house. So the subconscious mind says, he's got a new house. Give it to him. We have to give it to him because he's got it. Because the subconscious doesn't understand the difference between a real or an imagined event. They hold the same value. Okay. Consciously, we know. Subconsciously, everything is imagination. Everything works through our sixth sense. It's a whole different dimension. So you're focusing on that. The subconscious mind is attracting it to you. But if you're focusing on turning the doorknob, turning the key, opening the door, walking in and seeing that room, and then you're going to see the kitchen, and then you look at the refrigerator and you're focusing on imagining the stove. Now you're thinking about, what am I going to cook on the stove? I'm going to cook some seafood. You know, I really like lobster. I wonder where they catch lobster. You know, I know a lobsterman that says he goes to the point over here and he goes with his 30-foot, lobster boat, and his brother comes with him. And, his brother, now instead of focusing on a new house, I'm focusing on the lobsterman's brother. You see how your mind just goes off? The more you focus on, the more your mind is going to stray, and the more it's going to dilute your focus. So basically, this dream that you have, you're holding your thing and it's starting to go away further and just starting to get out of reach because you're focusing on positive things, you're focusing on negative things, you're all over the place. So what do you want? Focus on that one thing. And that's why we do only one thing. It's easier because you only have to focus on one thing, okay? It's easier. You're creating it in the subconscious, and it's just a matter of time of you waiting for it to come into this realm, for it to be right here. You've already created it. Everything is created that way. Anytime, this is, if you've ever heard Napoleon Hill or Wallace Waddell speak, okay, they're about the law of attraction. Any thought projected into the voidless substance creates that thought. So to put it to English, any thought projected into the subconscious or the universal conscious, or whatever you want to call it, creates that thought. Okay, so it's there. And remember what I said, it's not creating it from nothing. It already exists. You're just putting the things together because matter is matter. It always is. So what you want is already there. You've just turned the circumstances through your frequency and you're attracting it to you. Isn't that great? So you got the trick. From now on, only think one thing to be successful with anything that you do. Now, if you'd like to learn more about what you can do with the mind, with the power of this little noggin right here, the subconscious, go right below this video and you'll see we have a home study course where you can be certified in hypnosis. And I guarantee you'll learn so much about your mind, about the other side of you, the blended being of spiritual and physical, what you can do as a creator to change your life. So go right below there, click on that link, learn all about it, use all kinds of information, and get started today. With that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Click on the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.